Hello, I'm David Hughes. Welcome to Your Perfect Body, the podcast of the Esoteric Teaching Community. Today's selection is the beginning of a three-part series on Vedic history. There are as many versions of ancient history as there are cultures and historians. However, none of them record events older than about 5,000 years ago. Vedic history goes far back beyond 5,000 years, but due to the disinformation campaign I mentioned yesterday, it is not accepted as history, but instead branded mythology. Anyone who writes about Vedic history as factual cannot get published by the mainstream book industry or be taken seriously by the academic establishment. It is simply a closed subject due to government control and covert economic manipulation of the media. So, what really did happen in the ancient past? The British fabricated a whole phony history of India and her people. The Aryan invasion theory, so common in Western books on comparative religion and archaeology, is simply conjecture. There is no hard evidence to support it. The real story of India's history is in the Vedic literature. You can also read Forbidden Archaeology, The Hidden History of the Human Race by my colleagues Richard Thompson and Michael Cremo. Unbiased archaeological explorations in India during the past 20 years have devastated the British concoction and confirmed the Vedic version. Nevertheless, you will not see this information in textbooks on comparative religion and Asian culture. It has been suppressed along with so much of the Vedic truth. Would you like to know the real truth about the history of India and our planet? What follows is the factual history of the universe according to the Vedic literature. You will find in it a convincing explanation for many puzzling facts in the history of the world. It also helps explain the cause of the disinformation about the Vedic culture and the real cause of the program of cultural imperialism that seems determined to corrupt and destroy all native cultures in the world and wipe out any trace of actual spiritual truth. The Vedic story of creation. From time to time, in the eternal unlimited spiritual world, a dark cloud covers part of the self-effulgent spiritual sky. This cloud is the total material creation, and its quality of consciousness is nescience, darkness, ignorance, or forgetfulness. Within this cloud, Lord Mahavishnu lies down on the causal ocean and creates an unlimited number of material universes, which expand from the pores of his gigantic eternal transcendental body. Within each universe are the unmanifest dimensions, time, space, and material ingredients for an unlimited number of galaxies, stars, and planets, each full of variegated life forms undergoing samsara, the endless round of birth, growth, hard work, suffering, disease, old age, and death that characterizes material existence. Lord Mahavishnu again expands himself into unlimited forms of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, the universal controller, and enters within each universe. Inside the universe, Lord Brahma, the first created being, is born in a lotus flower that grows from the navel of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. Lord Brahma fashions the unmanifest material ingredients created by Lord Vishnu into the planetary systems and other material manifestations, including the various species of life on different levels of planetary systems, using transcendental sound vibration, Shabda Brahman. The planetary systems are divided into three classes: hellish planets, earthly planets, and heavenly planets. The living beings, or spirit souls, in the universe transmigrate endlessly from one type of material body, planet, and living condition to another, based on their desire, activities, and the resulting karma. Our current location is on an earthly planet within one of the smallest and short-lived of these material universes. To save the living beings from the suffering of material existence and make it possible for them to attain liberation from samsara, the all-compassionate Lord Mahavishnu expands the Vedic literature from his breathing. Veda means knowledge, and the Vedic literature contains all the knowledge the living beings require to solve all the problems of material existence and return back to their original home, the spiritual world, where they can be happy eternally. Lord Vishnu reveals this transcendental knowledge to Lord Brahma, making him the first Vaishnava, son or disciple of Vishnu. Lord Brahma passes the Vedic knowledge to his sons and disciples, and by their mercy they pass it down further for the spiritual benefit of all the living entities in the material universe. This is the origin of the esoteric teaching. There are 4 authorized lineages of Vedic knowledge in this universe. One descends from Lord Brahma and is the disciplic lineage that we are initiated into. Another descends from Lord Shiva, the third from the 4 Kumaras, the mental sons of Lord Brahma, and a fourth from Goddess Lakshmi, the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu. We discussed these 4 authorized Vedic lineages in an earlier post. The Vedic wisdom is passed down by these 4 lineages, which are maintained for the duration of the universal creation to enlighten and protect the living entities. According to the Vedic wisdom, there are 4 historical ages, or yugas, in each historical cycle. Satya Yuga, or the Golden Age of Enlightenment, Dwapara Yuga, or the Silver Age of ritualistic religion, Treta Yuga, or the Copper Age of kings, and Kali Yuga, or the Iron Age of quarrel and ignorance. These 4 yugas repeat in a cycle for the entire duration of the material universe. Satya Yuga lasts 3,456,000 years. Dwapara Yuga lasts 1,728,000 years. Treta Yuga lasts 864,000 years, and Kali Yuga lasts 432,000 years. In each successive yuga, the religiosity of people in general decreases by 1/4, until by the end of Kali Yuga it approaches 0. The Vedic process of self-realization appropriate for Satya Yuga is yogic meditation. In Dwapara Yuga, it is Vedic sacrifice. For Treta Yuga, it is temple worship, and in Kali Yuga, it is the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord. In each yuga, the Lord incarnates, appearing in the material world to establish the authorized process of religion for that age. And there is a table in the blog post that summarizes all this information. According to Vedic history, we are now just past the middle of the lifetime of the universe and about 5,000 years into the Kali Yuga. On Brahma Loka, the planet of Lord Brahma, it is now approximately 10 minutes past noon on Lord Brahma's 50th birthday. During Brahma's night, the manifested creation is dissolved, and it is restored at the beginning of his day. In the Bhagavad Gita, we learn that the duration of one day on the Brahmaloka planet is calculated to be 1,000 yuga cycles, or 4,300,000 years times 1,000, or 4,300,000,000 solar years. Brahma lives for 100 of his years, so the total duration of the universe is 1.5 times 10 to the 14th Earth years. Scientists speculate that the Big Bang happened a few billion years ago, so that correlates well with the dawn of Brahma's day on the Vedic timescale. This description summarizes a field of knowledge called Brahma Vidya, or the history of the universe from the perspective